Being a foster parent is life-changing and rewarding, but it does take a lot of work.
That's why today we got Carissa Cox and Bill Gromish from Path ND to talk about what it takes to be a foster parent. To both of you, welcome back. Thanks for all the great work that you guys are doing for families. Now, you go out and you recruit people, if you will, or help foster families get accommodated with their kids. So talk about that process. I think for a lot of people it might seem daunting or maybe some fear around it. So walk us through that.
Yes, absolutely. The licensing process, it is a commitment that people have to commit to. There is a lot of paperwork that is involved in the process. They go through background checks. We check references and things like that. Anywhere from start to finish, the whole process takes anywhere from 2 to 4 months to get licensed.
The first step is just to contact us, and again, we'll send some documentation, we'll visit with them by phone, and hopefully set up a face-to-face meeting, very non-threatening, just very informative, and help them make the best decision for their family.
So let's say I call you, and from my phone call, and things go fairly smoothly, at what point then am I able to bring in a foster child?
You know, once licensed, it's a really kind of a hard question to answer. It could be anywhere from a day or two, or it could take much longer than that. It's really going to depend on the foster parent and what their comfort level is, what their flexibility is, and really what makes sense for their whole family.
And you've been talking about getting licensed. Now that obviously should come with some training too then, right?
Yeah, you know, Path prides itself on the training. That first year, there's quite a few mandatory trainings. One of the best trainings is probably the trauma training. Again, the kids that we work with have extensive trauma, and with that, they have emotional and behavioral challenges with that. The trauma training gives a good background to that so that folks understand it and know how to deal with it. We also have a crisis intervention training. We have a training called Pride, where there's 7 components, dealing with loss and grief, how to work as part of a team. You know, also things like CPR, first aid, and a lot of optional trainings after that. We want to make sure we get to families the training that they need to be the best foster parents that they can be.
I think it touches a lot of people's heart, you know, to want to be a foster parent, but there's a lot of unknowns about it. For either one of you, what do you think is the biggest myth about becoming a foster parent?
Gosh, there's a lot of myths about becoming a foster parent. A lot of people think they have to be a stay-at-home parent, which is not the case. A lot of people think that they need to own a house to be a foster parent. That's not the case. We even license people who are roommates. You don't have to be in a relationship with each other. So those are just a few of the myths out there.
And you can be a single parent. Again, we make it work.
Yeah. And I think one of the other big things is you guys have a lot of other incentives for people. I mean, just making sure that that child has a safe home is really great to do, but there's other ways that you guys lend an extended hand to those parents.
Absolutely. Just as it is for any parent, foster parenting can be a challenge, and Path offers a lot of support to our families. There's regular contact with a social worker. We have an on-call system for nights, weekends, and holidays. There's share and support group opportunities, and also a lot of opportunity for continuing education as well.
Yeah, and a lot of training, and you know, if a child needs daycare, we're going to set that up and pay for that, after-school programming, as well as financial reimbursement also. Again, we want to make sure that the child's needs are met, and at the same time not place the foster family in financial jeopardy.
Yeah.
Like they said, just give them a call. There's the phone number right there. I think the website was up a moment ago as well, pathinc.org. To both of you, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, stay with us. We're going to wrap things up right after this.